Are the Jacksonville Jaguars actually about to trade Brian Thomas Jr.? We got to break that down on today's show because I kid you not, I have been asked over 500 times, Marsh, should the Giants trade for BTJ? We're going to break that down. And the New York Giants just signed another player, so a lot to discuss. Before we do, though, if you want Joe Schoen, John Harbaugh, and Don Aponte to make a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they land BTJ, hit that thumbs up icon right now. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. And I also want to say thank you to every single person that has been tuning in, showing support, and digesting our content during the first 2 days of NFL free agency. I really, really do appreciate it. Okay, Brian Thomas Jr. trade rumors. The smoke has grown too large, and we no longer can avoid it. Connor Hughes, who covers the New York Giants and the New York Jets for SNY, tweeted out, sources, the Jaguars are entertaining offers for wide receiver Brian Thomas. SNY has learned both the Jets and Giants explored Thomas at the trade deadline last year, but Jacksonville wasn't willing to do any deal. That stance has changed. Then he adds at the end, Thomas had a down 2025 compared to his rookie season. As we know, the New York Giants were a team that called the Jacksonville Jaguars about a potential trade for BTJ back at the NFL trade deadline. And it sounds like, according to others, the New York Giants have once again called the Jacksonville Jaguars about a potential Brian Thomas trade. Zach Rosenblatt, who used to cover the New York Giants for The Athletic, now covers the Jets, did a podcast and said, I see the aggregators were watching the pod. Thanks for the views. I didn't say only the Jets and Giants would be interested in Brian Thomas. I said the Jets and Giants will be interested, as will many other teams. And if Brian Thomas Jr. is on the trade block, the Giants should be interested in. All 31 other teams outside of the Jaguars should be interested. What he did in his rookie season was sensational. He was awesome. He's a cost-controlled player on a cheap contract. And if he is actually available, I expect and would want the Giants to aggressively pursue him. Connor Hughes, who we mentioned earlier, did a Q&A on Twitter yesterday. And PF1799 asked him, are the Giants actively talking to Jacksonville about BTJ or just reached out last deadline? Connor responded, they have called. I am reading that as the New York Giants have called the Jags about a BTJ trade in the last couple of days. Look, again, I don't know how many other ways I could say it. If he's available, I would like the New York Giants to pursue him. He had an awesome rookie season. There was talks after his rookie year where he had 87 grabs for almost 1,300 yards, north of 14.5 yards per catch and 10 touchdowns of who's going to be a better receiver for the next decade? Is it Brian Thomas Jr.? Is it Malik Nabers? And then for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because he wasn't playing with Mac Jones, who he had a lot of success with in his rookie season. I don't know if it's the new head coach of Liam Cohen. There's been some rumors out there that maybe BTJ and Liam Cohen don't see eye to eye. I don't know what it is, but the targets were not nearly as high in 2025 compared to his rookie season. The drops in 2025 were a lot higher, and he just was not the same player. 48 grabs for just over 700 yards and only 2 touchdowns for him. Doesn't make me any less interested in him a trade. I actually think I am still viewing him as the player I saw his rookie year that has all pro level talent at the wideout position. Spotrac put this out, saying trading wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr., a new team that acquires him would have a cap hit of $2.1 million this year, $2.8 million in 2027, and then his 5th-year option that will be in 2028. So he will be under contract for 3 more years. And if you're the Giants who are looking for another receiver to pair alongside Malik Nabers, this is the exact type of player you're looking for. Not just because they played college ball together at LSU. It's because it would cost you only $2.1 million this year and $2.8 million this year. And he's young. The Giants should be looking for cheap, young, talented players at receiver, and Brian Thomas Jr., he checks every single one of those boxes. I went back to the Q&A that Connor Hughes ran on Twitter, and Seth Levine tweeted out him, what's the cost? And he said, I heard a 2, talking about a second-round pick. Well, the New York Giants, they have a second-round pick, and it's actually selection number 37 in the 2026 NFL Draft. So if all it is going to take is a second-round pick for Brian Thomas Jr., this is what the New York Giants could offer. Would you make this trade? If the Jags called you when you were in the office of Joe Schoen, John Harbaugh, or Donna Ponte, whoever's office decision-making powers come from, would you make this deal? Jags call you. We'll give you BTJ. You just got to give us pick 37. Would you do the deal? A for accept, D for decline. For me, I've gone back and forth on it, and I would accept this trade. Too good of a player, too talented of a young wideout to not be interested in. I absolutely would do this deal. Question is, would the Jags do this deal? And is he actually on the trade market? Adam Schefter weighed in on the BTJ trade rumors. We'll break that down in a second. But I want to let you know that we have officially launched our Giants Now by Chat Sports merch line. You can go to chatsports.com/Giants Now and get your shirts. We have the logo shirts in blue, black, and navy. We have a whole collection of John Harbaugh gear as well. We've got Harbaugh shirts, we've got Harbaugh hoodies, and, of course, the phrase we coined, Harbaugh Ball t-shirts. Because in 1925 Giants Drive, the Giants are playing Harbaugh Ball. Get your shirt, get your hoodie, support the brand, chatsports.com/Giants Now. Adam Schefter on the Pat McAfee show saying, I've been told that the Jaguars aren't interested in trading Brian Thomas. His name continues to be floated out there, but the Jaguars have no interest in moving on from him. And to be honest with you, I don't understand why the Jags would ever be interested in trading BTJ unless the relationship between him and Liam Cohen is one that cannot be repaired, and they absolutely hate each other, and BTJ no longer wants to be a Jag. That's the only reason that I would look to trade him. Maybe that has happened. Maybe he has made it public. I don't want to play for Cohen. I don't want to catch passes from Trevor Lawrence. Like, I don't know. It always seemed a little weird to me that the Jags would be open to trading a player entering his third season that just a year ago put up 800 yards for almost 880 catches plus for almost 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. Connor Hughes is reporting he is available for a trade if the price is met for potentially a second-round pick. Adam Schefter is saying that he is not available. I do know this. If the Giants make a move, we are going to make a video. So make sure you are subscribed. If the Giants do pull it off and they do find a way to make Brian Thomas Jr. a Giant, we're going to be going live on the channel. Let's close today's show with another signing for the New York Giants, and they have had Jason Sanders, the kicker, put pen to paper to join the Giants on a one-year contract. With John Harbaugh in town, we have seen he is placing an importance when it comes to special teams. He went out and he made a big-time move in free agency to add a punter. He re-signed Gunnar Olszewski early on in free agency, and now he is bringing in Jason Sanders, who at one point in this league was actually an all-pro in the National Football League. He missed 2025, though, with a hip injury, and that's a little bit concerning for me. Still just 30 years old, so he's not like Graham Gano, where he's extremely old and brittle, but I don't love having to rely on a kicker who did have a major hip injury that caused him to miss the whole year. He was a 2020 first-team All-Pro. He's made 27 straight field goals, and he's 9 for 9 on his last 50-plus yard field goals, and he has 7 game-winning kicks to his name. But again, he did not play in 2025. He was really good in 2024 when it came to kicks on 50-plus yards, 12 of 14. And he was really good in 2023, 5 of 7 on said kicks, so he's 17 of 21 on his last 2 years when it comes to 50-plus yard kicks. I don't mind it. I wouldn't just give him the starting job. I'd bring him into camp like he is going to, and I'd bring Ben Sauls back, and I'd open up a kicker competition. let the best man win. You probably roster Jason. I keep on wanting to call him Jason Myers for some reason. Who the hell is Jason Myers? I don't. Is he Seattle kicker from back in the day? I just can't keep on wanting to say that. But Jason Sanders, maybe you roster Jason Sanders and Ben Saul's on the practice squad and kind of that break glass if emergency type of situation. But I like the idea of a team like the Giants placing an importance on special teams because we've seen the Giants' special teams be a joke. And if your special teams is a joke, your record will be a joke. And that is what the Giants' record has been for far too long. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The BTJ trade happens, the first place you're going to hear about it is on my social media. So give me a follow, and let's go Giants.